What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel is Just Saying. All right, you guys, I started this video and something happened. I was trying to pan around to show you guys my Gohanzen and I hit the button. I don't know what I did, but my camera went off. So let's start this over, you guys. Anyways, like I was saying, well, I'm not going to say like I was saying because y'all didn't hear what I was saying in the last video. I decided to do something different today, which is a tag video. I've never done a tag video. And I always see them and I'm always like, does somebody really have to tag you? Like tag your it? Like do they have to come on my page and say, do this tag or whatever? And so I realized that that's not the case. Hold on, you guys. Yeah, this is my Girls Love a Great accessory glass that I got. One of my girlfriends had a girls' night out and she had made these glasses for everybody. I thought that was so cute. Anyways, so yeah, so I was like, what do you mean tag? Like, does somebody have to come onto my page and say, Mika Chanel, do this tag or whatever? But then I realized that's not how it works. You can, if you see a tag and it's interesting to you, I guess you can go ahead and do it. So I saw this tag called My Blueprint on Random Addicts page, who I have been following probably this whole summer. I subscribed to her, maybe not the whole summer, but I know sometime during this past summer, I found her channel and I liked her. She gives her opinion. She doesn't hold anything back. I'm like, she is so like open with it. You know what I mean? It just, sometimes it shocks me, some of the things that she says, but I like her a lot. Anyway, so I saw the other day on her blog that she did this Tag My Blueprint. So I decided that I'm also going to do Tag My Blueprint. So thanks, Miss J. Well, it's Random Addict and Miss J Addict. She has 2 channels. Anyways. So the first question on the tag is, you know what, y'all like my crochets? I did this myself, my very first time ever doing crochets. I went onto YouTube, found a video and did it for the first time. I think I need to put a little bit more hair up here, but I really think I did a good job for my first time, y'all. Yeah. Anyways, okay, first question, are you religious? No, I am not religious in any way. I practice Nichiren Buddhism, and we chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. We believe in the mystic law. We believe in cause and effect, and we believe that in order to reach absolute happiness, you have to come to the realization that you have everything inside of you to overcome any obstacle that is in your way. And a lot of people think of Buddhism as like, oh, you're just peaceful, you're sitting on the floor with your legs crossed, meditating. That is not Nichiren Buddhism at all. We do have our Gohanzen. I have my altar right over here. I'm not going to try to turn the camera this time because the last time I tried to turn it, I messed something up. Let me see if I can, because these dang on phones are so sensitive. Okay, you guys, that's my Gohanzen and my altar. It's a little janky little altar or whatever. Like I see some people's altars, you know, they are like, you know, like they got these big old Bosidons and they're you know, they got so many accessories or whatever, but you know, this works for me. My daughter chants with me sometimes. My husband he's chanted with me before. He's also not religious. So you know what, so my stepsister got married on the first weekend of August. I think it was like August 3rd she got married, and it was in a church, of course, you know. And so we were there and my daughter asked me, why was that big T hanging on the wall from the ceiling or whatever, which, you know, it's the cross. And then I realized like my daughter has no idea about Christianity, like really. I mean, she's now starting to ask questions. She's in 3rd grade and she's starting to ask some questions because I guess, you know, like most young black kids, her friends, you know, her school is 80% black and, you know, her friends, you know, they go to church and things like that. So they're starting to talk about it. So she's asking me questions and really the only thing I can do is be honest with her. I tell her, I was like, you know, some people believe this, some people believe that, you know what I mean? I don't believe in God and I don't believe in the Bible or anything like that. But I tell her like, you know what I mean? You can make your own decisions. She's gone to church before with my brother and his wife and things like that. So I want her to be educated and be able to make her own decision as she gets older. So I'm not going to force anything on her. I'm not going to force Buddhism on her. I'm not going to force Christianity. I'm not going to force being a Jehovah's Witness because some of my family are Jehovah's Witness, you know. But I know for me, I was raised in the church, like most young black girls. We were all raised in the church, went to Sunday school and was in the youth choir, all of that good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Bible study, you know, all of that good stuff. And I was baptized when I was a young kid and everything. And then I got to the point of being like around 13, 14 years old. And I started asking questions because a lot of the things like people were just saying in church and some of the sermons and things that I was reading in the Bible, it just wasn't really making sense to me. You know what I mean? I just couldn't make much sense of what was going on and what people were telling me. And when I started asking questions, my pastor, you know, my stepmom, just other elders, they were not really able to give me the answers that I felt like I needed. And most of the time, they really just told me to pray. And I was like, well, what am I praying about? Who am I praying to? Like, who's going to answer these prayers? You know, like, I needed answers, and I wasn't getting them from them. So my 9th grade English teacher, she was a religious lady, but I remember asking her, which is kind of a juvenile question, but I asked her, I was like, well, if Adam and Eve were the first people on this earth, you know what I mean? Like, one, aren't we all related? And then I had asked her something else because she was a black lady. I didn't have many black teachers growing up. I grew up in a small town here in the Quad Cities in Illinois. I grew up in the Quad Cities. I said in the Quad Cities in Illinois. I'm not confused. I grew up in the Quad Cities, which is a small town in Illinois. There's 2 cities in Illinois and 2 cities in Iowa that make up the Quad Cities. So I didn't have a lot of black teachers. So she was really nice, and, you know, I could relate to her. She had twin daughters that were the same age as me. And anyways, so, you know, I had asked her the Adam and Eve question, and then I said, and something else has been bothering me. I was like, well, if God created the heaven and earth in you know, in this many days, and then he put, you know what I'm saying, Adam here, and he put, you know, the animals or whatever. I was like, well, what happened with the dinosaurs? You know what I mean? Like, they never mentioned dinosaurs in the Bible. Like, you know, I learned that dinosaurs walked this earth and then they were extinct. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't connecting for me at that time in my, you know what I'm saying, young adolescent brain. It just wasn't connecting with me. And so she told me that I needed to find answers for myself. She was like, no one is going to be able to answer those questions for you. You have to find them out for yourself. And that was the first person that had ever told me that. Everybody else told me to pray or read the Bible or something like that. So that's what I did. And I just started, like, you know what I'm saying, researching, doing more reading. And I came to the realization that Christianity just wasn't for me. It wasn't until a couple of years ago that I was introduced to Nichiren Buddhism. I was always interested in Buddhism, but I just didn't know. I guess there are parts of Buddhism where they don't feel like you'll ever reach Buddha status and be fully enlightened unless you go through all of these extreme measures and you become a priest and all of this. Well, in Nichiren Buddhism, we believe that the Buddha is within everyone. And by chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, we bring it out and we connect ourselves with the mystic law. Everything is cause and effect. Our goal is to reach absolute happiness. And absolute happiness means that it doesn't mean that your life is happy every single day. What it means is that you're happy because you know you can overcome any obstacle that is in your way. Whatever comes your way, you have it all in here to get past it. You know what I mean? No matter how hard it is, no matter, you know, what the situation is, you have it all in here. And that's absolute happiness. And I dig it, you know what I mean? I was really into it. And so I was like, you know, a lot of the things that I was reading, I went to meetings. I went to meetings for about a year before I actually, joined. And, I can say that chanting it makes me at peace with myself. I can start my day. My daughter chants with me. Like I said, I'm not going to force anything on her, but she likes to chant sometimes with me, so I let her chant. If she doesn't want to chant with me, she doesn't have to. If she doesn't want to go to a meeting with me, she doesn't have to. She enjoys it or whatever, but I'm going to let her make her own decisions. So I'm not going to force anything on her at this point. She's only in 3rd grade. You know, she has plenty of time to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to save her soul in the afterlife, if there is an afterlife. I don't know if y'all believe in afterlife. I mean, I've always believed in evolution. I've always believed in reincarnation, all of that, you know what I mean? So she's going to make up her mind. So the answer to the question, no, I am not religious. Though I was raised to be so, but no, I am not religious. Okay, 2, do you believe in marriage? Yeah, I am married. I do believe in marriage. I believe that marriage is, it's not when people give marriage a bad rap, right? It is not that bad. I mean, it's not easy, trust me. It is not easy, like blending 2 people into one, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily that you have to become the one person, but you know, your lives are intertwined as one. That's not easy. And it's not easy on a day-to-day in your day-to-day life, but it's just, I feel fulfilled in my marriage. Like if I didn't have my husband by my side, I don't know. Like, I mean, of course I'll be like a whole person. I'm like, no, I'm so incomplete without my husband. No, I'm complete with or without him. But he enhances my life. I've been with my husband since I was 18 years old. We broke up for a couple years. Y'all know how that go. You're back and forth. But we got married 8 years ago. You know, I've been happy ever since. You know, it's not like every single day is happy, but marriage is, I just couldn't imagine not being married, you know, like it was something that I strive for. Like having children was never in my plan, but being married was always in my plan because I always wanted a partner by my side. You know what I mean? I want to go through this life and conquer this life with somebody else. I don't want to go through it alone. Even though, you know, I want to hear me roar. I can, you know what I mean? But I don't want to. I don't want to, y'all. I don't want to. It's not fun. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, and like you hear people say like, oh, single people want to be married and married people want to be single. Bullshit, because I don't want to be single. I ain't trying to be up out in them streets. I'm not built to be up in these streets, okay? No, it's not me. I like being married. And it's not just that I want to be married. I like being married to who I'm married to. Like, if we weren't married, I would still want to be married, but I'm not going to just, you know what I'm saying, put up with anything just for the sake of saying that I'm a married woman. You know what I mean? So you got to draw a line somewhere, but I do believe in marriage. I believe that marriages can work. I believe that marriages can last forever. It's all about communication, okay? That is, you have to be open and honest and vulnerable, and I mean, man and woman, you have to be all of those things in order to make it work. I'm not gonna say I know everything. I've only been married a little over 8 years, but and it's definitely a difference between living with someone and being married. Like I said, I was with my husband for 10 years. We were together on and off, but we did live together for a good part of those 10 years. And you know what I'm saying? Now that compared to the last 8.5 years of being married are completely different. Like just the ownership that I feel over my husband. And like, I hate to use that word, but just like over our relationship, I'm much more, protective of our relationship. And it wasn't that I was just like, oh, we're not married, we just living together so we can do whatever we want. No, I mean, we're always living like we were married, but it definitely changes things. And it's something I can't really explain, but it definitely changes things. And I like the change, and I enjoy being married. I don't want it any other way. Anyway, so yeah, I do believe in marriage, number 2. Number 3, define love. Now, y'all, this is hard, okay? I was thinking about it because as I was setting up my camera and everything, I was like kind of skimming over the questions, and then I was like, shit, I should have thought about this before I came down here and wrote some answers down, because this one, I think this one out of all 10 of the questions is the hardest one for me to answer, like define love, like, because I don't know how to define love. It's just a feeling, and I'm assuming that this question is about romantic love and not just the love you have for your parents or family or friends or anything. I'm gonna take this as define being in love or being like having a romantic relationship. And the one thing I can say is that the thought of my husband not being in my life, it makes me sad, and something inside of me, like I can literally feel it. Like anytime I think about it, I can literally feel that. Have you ever felt your heart sink? Like people say that, but it's real. It is real. Like I never thought it was real until I thought that he wasn't gonna be in my life at some point when you know, we were going through some rough times, and I felt like like we may not make it, and it was the worst feeling in the world. And it wasn't just because I didn't want to let go of my marriage. I care about him. I want him to be happy. I think about him, like, you know, when I wake up, I'm thinking about him. When I go to sleep, I'm thinking about him. I'm thinking about him throughout the day. He's always in the back of my mind. And it's been like that for 18 years now. And, it's not just like you get butterflies in your stomach. Because you know what? Honestly, I don't really all the time get butterflies anymore. I mean, that ship has passed. Sometimes, I'm extra in love. And you know what I'm saying? Like a few weeks ago, we went out and we was partying. And I was like, oh, shoot, we was back. We was like 21 again, And, I was really like geeked up and I had the little butterflies. But you know what? That feeling is not there all the time. But my love for him is always there. You know what I mean? And I don't know. You know what? I might have to come back and think about like how to actually explain it. I can't. I hope that what I just said, makes sense. And you guys feel me and understand what I'm trying to say, okay? Simba, get away. Can't you just sit down? My God, that's why we should have got a dog. Only reason why we didn't get a dog is because dogs are too much work. But this damn cat is just, ugh. Anyway, so I'm going to move on from that. Define love. That's my definition of love. I hope you guys got it. You know what I'm saying? If you have any questions, leave them down there and I'll try to answer them. Anyways, number 4. Do you believe in capital punishment? Hell yeah. Now, you know what? 10 years ago, my answer would have been hell yeah. But you know what? It's so tricky because there's so many people being wrongfully convicted. And so, I mean, if you are sure that person is guilty, you are sure that person, meant to commit first degree premeditated murder. Yes, I do. And then on the other side, I'm like, but what if he didn't do it? Like, what if that's the wrong person? Or is he getting off easy? By being put to death, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he should be, or she should be forced to suffer the rest of their lives, you know what I'm saying? Thinking about what they did and just being in jail, you know what I'm saying? Being in prison or whatever. So honestly, I don't know. I'm leaning more towards yes, I do believe in capital punishment, more so than no, I don't believe in it. But it's so many other circumstances behind it, y'all, because, I watch a lot of, cop shows and mostly murder shows, like Snapped and everything on the ID channel. I love. But a lot of times people are getting convicted of things that they didn't do. So, what if you kill the wrong person? That's my only hang up with it. Other than that, kill the motherfuckers. Anyways, okay. Number 5, are you pro-life or pro-choice? So, I don't know. This is what I used to say in my early 20s and mid 20s. Now I'm moving into my late 30s. But, what I used to say was I'm pro-life for myself and I'm pro-choice for everyone else. But now I don't know, honestly. I don't know. It only because I don't think anyone should tell a woman what to do with her body. I don't think that. I do think that women should have the option to get an abortion. But at the same time, I know so many people personally that people that I've gone to high school with or just met, through work or whatever. They use abortion like birth control. When you are sitting there talking to a woman and they're just sitting there with a group of women and they're just sitting there just discussing their abortions, they're discussing, how long it took them to register their kids for school. Some women will sit and just have these conversations and then look at you like, how many abortions you done had? What? Is that a conversation? Is that a real question? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. God, luckily I've never been faced with that. Get away from me. Luckily I've never been faced with to make that decision for myself. I've only been pregnant one time. I have one daughter. But yeah, like I said, I guess I'll just go ahead and say I'm pro-choice because I don't agree with anyone telling a woman she has to have a baby if she's not ready. Maybe she was raped. Maybe she's just not in a time in her life where kids are fit into her life. You know what I mean? I never think you're actually ready to have kids, but some people are in a better place than other people when they get pregnant. You know what I mean? And people are going to have sex. Hopefully they're protecting themselves and using birth control and things like that. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick with this answer. I am pro-choice, okay? As long as y'all motherfuckers don't abuse it. Now quit having all these abortions thinking it's birth control. It's just not birth control, okay? Anyway, I would think it would really weigh on your mental, right? I don't know. I don't know. Let's just go with pro-choice. All right. Number 6, to spank a child or not to spank a child. Beat they ass. I don't spank my daughter, you guys. I don't. Only time my daughter gets a whooping is when she's doing something that might harm her. Like when she tried to run her little ass, when she ran her little ass in the street a few years ago when she was about, no, it was more than a few years ago. But she was about 4 or something like that. She ran her little butt in the street and it scared me so bad. I was like, oh my God. So I did spank her then. And then we tried spankings like a long time ago. But you know what? It just made me feel worse. And it didn't really change her behavior in any kind of way. I find that taking things away from her and, you know, just restricting her privileges and things like that is what really works with my daughter. Like, tell her she can't watch the Disney Channel for 2 days. She'd like to have lost her mind. She'll do anything you ask her to do. You know, so, but I mean, I guess it's up to each individual parent how they want to discipline their children. For me, I don't spank, unless it's something that, you know what, it's been a long time since I whipped my daughter. Like I said, we tried it and it just didn't work. And my husband and I decided that we weren't going to do it anymore. It hurt us more than it hurt them. Like, what was it? Superman's dad said, Mr. Ken, he was like, remember, did y'all ever read those little books with Superman? I had this like little box set of Superman books, and it was like this little square little box sets you have when you're a kid, and one of the books, it had like Superman laying over his dad's lap, and he was finna get a whooping, and he was like, it's gonna hurt you more than it hurts me, so he just spanking him on his butt. Superman ain't feeling any of that, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel with these kids. Like, you just getting your frustration out, you're getting your anger out or whatever, but it's not really affecting them. They're going to get up and do whatever the hell they want to do. And sometimes some kids rather have a whooping anyway because they know they're going to get a whooping and then they can go on about their business. Whereas if you punish them, you know what I'm saying, it's a lingering effect. And then some parents get carried away with these damn whoopings, like switches and belt buckles and stitching cords and what? No, you don't do stuff like that. You know, you just don't. So I'm going to go with don't spank, okay? Because I mean, is it really necessary? It's not. You know, just be close to your kids, talk to your kids, put your foot down, be consistent. Don't say no one time and say yes the next time. It's always no. If it's no one time, then it's always no. My daughter knows. She asked me a question and she shut the hell up. I don't even have to say anything, okay? So that's how it should be. Anyways, number 7, are women too emotional to run the world? No, we're not too emotional to run the damn world. Anyway, people be acting like if a woman is president, she gonna be president on her own. They have advisors and things like that. Hey, if she having a bad day, she PMSing, she cussing motherfuckers out, then her advisor step in. And you know what I'm saying? Be like, look, Madam President needs a moment to get the fuck out. Okay? Anyways, but no, seriously, women are not too emotional to run the world. I think that maybe a woman can help, you know what I'm saying, with what's going on in the world, you know, because of our emotions and because we are just nurturers by nature. And but you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to getting business done, we can get business done. Don't think that we can't just because we have, you know what I'm saying, a lot more, just because we're a lot more emotional than men are typically. Don't think we can't get shit done. You know what I'm saying? Men fly off the handle all the time and make decisions based on their ego or their pride or whatever. So no, I don't think women are too emotional to run a damn world. Hell. Number 8, how do you feel about hashtag Black Lives Matter? Black lives do matter. I support the movement. I just think that, like for me, okay, I've lived here in Chicagoland. I don't live in Chicago for the last 3 years. We've been living out in the suburbs, but I did live in the city of Chicago with my husband for about 12 or 13 years, right? So when I look at the whole police brutality and things like that, I mean, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So I do think that I do support the Black Lives Matters in that instance, But coming from like living in the city of Chicago for as long as I did and just seeing all of the crime that goes on in this city, it's mostly it's mostly black on black. You know what I mean? That's mostly what it is. So, which black life is mattering in that moment. You know what I mean? I don't like to hear, you know what I'm saying, non-black people say, oh, well, all lives matter. White, should we do a campaign saying white lives matter? I don't know. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because it's definitely different. We definitely have a different cross to bear than some of the other ethnic groups or not, whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do support the hashtag Black Lives Matter. I don't use the hashtag Black Lives Matter just because I don't get into all of the politics and things like that. That's going on. You know, I vote and I pay attention. I just don't feel the need to be all like voicing my opinion all the time and getting angry. Hell, I'm a black woman. I'm angry enough. You know what I'm saying? Just being a black woman in America is shit. I'm angry enough. I don't need to be dredging up things to make myself even more angry. Okay, so let me clarify that I am not an angry black woman, but y'all sisters, y'all know what I mean. You know what I mean? It's hard being a double minority in this world. It's definitely not easy being a double minority. Being a woman and being a black woman, that's the double minority. That's what I'm speaking of. So but at the end of the day, yes, I do support Black Lives Matter. I just wish that we would start talking more about, change the subject more to how we can fix our inner cities and educate these young men and young women that are killing each other and things like that, because that is definitely a threat. Where I live, that is definitely a threat every single day, okay? Just turn on the Chicago news, okay? Any day of the fucking week, okay? And you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, we're going to move on from that. Number 9. I'm almost done, you guys. I got 2 more. Number 9. What's the difference between being black and being African American? Well, I guess it just depends on what the hell you want to be called, okay? Because to me, it's the same thing. My mom, she does not like to be called African American. I don't know why. She says she's not African. Well, where the fuck you came from? Say her people came from Mississippi. How did they get to Mississippi, okay? You know, but whatever. I don't have a preference. I don't think there's a difference. I mean, I guess like if you say African American, if you go over to I don't know, if you're a black person living in Italy, are you African Italian? Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think black people, African American, I think it's interchangeable. A lot of people, some older people I know definitely have, but probably some younger people too, definitely have an issue with it. But I refer to myself as black, but if someone refers to me as African American, I'm not gonna, and if I'm looking at a box, filling out an application and the only box says African American and it doesn't say black / African American / Negro / what the hell are you want to be called today? You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever. You know, I do get, you know what I'm saying? Somebody says Negro though, that kind of like, I don't know, right? It kind of takes me back a little bit. Take me back to what? I don't know. I was born in 1979, but I don't know. Like, it makes me feel a certain way to say Negro, you know? But it's this black chick at my job. She says Negro all the time, and I just don't understand why she says it. And I told her that it rubs me the wrong way, so she doesn't say it to me anymore. But yeah, as far as black and African American, I don't know what the difference is. So somebody tell me. Leave it in the bottom. What y'all think? So the last question, number 10. If you won the lottery tomorrow, would you stop doing YouTube videos? Hell no. Y'all would never get enough of me because y'all would probably get tired of me is what I'm trying to say. Because I would be doing videos. I wouldn't have a job. All I would be doing is YouTube videos all day long. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Y'all know what happened. Look what happened. Stuff I be wanting to do now. Like, I'm like on my lunch break sometimes. I'm walking around downtown and I'm just like, man, I should tell my subscribers about this. You know what I'm saying? I should do a video about this. And I just haven't. And that's something that I'm definitely going to start doing more of. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that I want to put in my girl what segment that I think about it and then I just don't know how to formulate. But I'm like, there's nothing wrong with making like a 5 or 6 minute video just to laugh about something that you think is funny, y'all. Oh, look at my arm. My arm looks like it's getting kind of small, y'all. Told y'all I'm on my weight loss journey. So anytime I see a little difference in my body, I check it out. So yeah, all right. Whoop, whoop. Anyways, y'all. But yeah, so if I won a lottery, no, I would not stop vlogging. I would probably vlog a lot more than I do now. Anyways, y'all. So yeah, that's it. That is me. That is my blueprint. Okay. So, you guys, like I say all the time, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Please share the video, and if you have any questions or any constructive criticism or any type of comments that are not rude and offensive, then you can leave them below. If you have anything that is other than what I just said, keep that shit to yourself. Okay? Until next time, you guys, stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel Is Just Saying. Bye-bye.